So I'm out here with Sapphire at the Hisle Farm in Fayette County, Kentucky, and she's just digging it. This is her kind of thing. When we pull into the parking lot, she whines and she's ready to get out. She knows exactly where she's at. Thinking about Luke, I'm going to back up a little bit from the last video, go back to chapter 9, verse 23. Jesus says, and this is in the context of other teaching, other things that are going on, people that are around him, and I believe it's not just his disciples, but it could be. I don't know if the text is real clear about that, but Jesus says, if anyone would come after me, let him deny himself and take up his cross daily and follow me. I have thought a lot about that verse over the years, and I have used that verse in counseling and discipling others just about what's at stake in regard to the Christian life and what's expected of us clearly from the lips of Jesus. And I'll be honest with you, as I try to be every time. I probably don't really know the full implications of that verse and what it really is asking of me, and I will speak of myself because I don't want to point any fingers with this video. I do want you to think about it for yourself, and I am encouraging you to do that as I make these videos. But I want to think about it specifically for me, thinking about denying myself. That's not just denying certain things, like giving up things for Lent, or not indulging in things. It's denying personal control of one's life. The implications of that are pretty staggering to think about. How much control I have over my life and the things that I do with it that I probably don't even consult the Bible about, let alone specifically talking to God about. Because I'm very, very selfish and self-centered. I am clearly looking out for number one, and for me, number one is me all the time. Now, I don't know where to put myself on that kind of continuum to kind of think about, do I do this at all? Well, I'm sure I do. But denying myself is a hard thing for me to do. And it takes real intentionality. Taking up his cross daily, or her cross daily, but for me specifically, I'm a him. I'm going to take up my cross daily. So think about this is making a commitment that is going to lead to rejection and possibly death, because when you see the picture of the cross, it's what Jesus died on. He was rejected by men. He was rejected by the religious leaders and rulers and governing authorities of that day. And he took up his cross, literally. There's some figurative sense to it, but he literally did that as he came to this world. That's what he came for. And he's calling me to do the same. And that could mean rejection on a lot of different levels, and I really don't know all what that means. I think I've heard people talk about taking up their cross, and it's probably, I get this feeling it's a little bit more of a flippant use of that cross. It's like, okay, I got these, the burdens of life. I got to do this or that. It seems very light to me as I think about the things that people equate with that cross. But really, this is just an instrument of death. This leads to death. And that's the cross that Christ is referring to. And he's saying that should be done daily. It's a dying daily, a death that happens every day. And how that looks is different for everybody. But for me, how seriously do I take that? And really, do I want to die? Do I want to take up that cross? Once again, intentionality is the key for this. And then finally it says, and follow me. What Jesus is calling me to specifically, and to any of his followers, and specifically for this text, the disciples that he's calling out of the crowd, people that will be followers of him. But for me specifically, following Jesus means following his example and teaching. And that is in the Word, that's in the Gospels. And that's fleshed out in other New Testament writings, and even some of the implications of how the Old Testament needs to be fleshed out in a believer's life. Because we're not under that law, but we're under grace. And so there's a different thing there. But we don't throw the Old Testament out. We say, I'm just following the teachings of Jesus. Well, Jesus even says in his word, these, the Old Testament, speak of me. And now there's a lot to unpack there, but I'm just leave it at the fact that for me, I've got to be looking to Jesus. He's the author and perfecter of my faith that even Hebrews talks about. And I've got to think specifically as to what those things are that he's calling me to do. And I can't sugarcoat or gloss over or reject or even just explain away things he says just because I go, well, that's a cultural thing or whatever. And that doesn't apply to me. I don't have to do that. There's something there that I've got to think through. And once again, that takes intentionality. All right, I'm going to leave that verse for you to consider for yourself as to how that plays out and how you will intentionally apply it to your life. But me and Sapphire are going to finish our hike out here. A lot of people out here, but I haven't seen anybody on the trail here. And so it's been good to be able to make this video uninterrupted. And yeah, I forgot Sapphire's leash, so I'm going to stay on top of that, especially if another dog comes around. So anyway, I better get back to the business of watching my dog. And it's March of 2021. And there you go. Take care. Bye.